Howdy. Whoo! What's up with the rain? It's raining again. I thought we were done with the rain for a little bit. I like it, but I thought we were done with it for a little bit. It's raining right now. I was in the garage and I heard noise. I'm like, what's that noise? It's raining. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock, 10:15 on Sunday night. 75 hard, day 52. Seems like the 50s have been rough. I don't know if it's me getting lackadaisical on my planning. Probably just me getting lazy. But the last couple days have been tough. I just finished my second workout at 10 o'clock. My injured calf. So I did something, but believe it or not, the more I walk, the better it feels. It hurts. Every step hurts a little, but the more I walk on it, the looser it gets. So I must have pulled a muscle, strained a muscle, but the more I walk on it, the looser it gets, the better it feels. So I'm just gonna push through it. It feels better if I walk. So there's no reason to baby it. I don't think. I'm gonna treat it like everything else, and I'm just gonna push through. So probably won't say anything more about it. It slowed me down a little. I didn't make it this far on my walk this morning, but we're just gonna forget about it and move on. Yeah, so I had a pretty normal Sunday. I got up this morning and me and Kim went to church. The boys had plans, so they did not. Parker worked. Then came home, went for a walk. Yawning. And then I went and worked at the yard for a couple hours, getting stuff ready for the guys for tomorrow. Then came home, had dinner. Oh, had an awesome... Kim made that pizza that we've seen on the Instagram. It's a chicken pizza. A chicken pizza. Carter's making faces at me outside the truck. The crust is made out of chicken. So I'm on the MAT diet, which is very little carbohydrates, close to none. But totally lost my train of thought. Kim made pizza for dinner, and for me, she made this chicken-based crust that I think is going to be the ticket. You take chicken and you puree it, and you add a couple of ingredients. I think egg, something else. That's not my department. That's Kim's department. But it was good, and I just had a cheese pizza because we didn't have any toppings, so they kind of threw it at her at the last minute to make that for me. But so I just had a cheese pizza, and I could taste the chicken. I could taste the chicken in the crust for sure. But I think if I had a bunch of toppings on there, bunch of cheese, pepperoni, sausage, that I would not taste the chicken. So I think that's gonna be the ticket. I'm really excited to have like a regular pizza made out of that crust. So I thank Kim for making that for me. I think that's gonna be awesome. Have like a zero carb pizza. I love pizza, but I'm allergic to carbs, so I can't have regular pizza. So this pizza could be rad. The other thing I want to say, another iPhone tip for y'all. There's a setting on your iPhone called Silence Unknown Callers. And I've been using this for about a week now. And I'm kind of in a unique position. But I'm getting so many calls, so many robocalls, and so many solicitor calls that it is like disrupting my day. Like I get between 10, at least 10 a day probably. And I know it's because it's my business line and it's public. So all these companies find that number and they call it. But it's really disruptive. So I don't do it all the time, but I turn on this feature. And basically, if the number calling you is not in your phone, programmed in your phone, or a recent outbound call, or recent inbound call, like when I say that, I mean like you called somebody, I guess just outbound call. You called somebody that wasn't on your number list or not programmed, and they called you back, it'll ring. But if just some random number calls you, it won't ring. It'll basically send them straight to voicemail. And then they can leave a message, and if it's a legit caller, you can call them back. So it's kind of, how do I put it? I don't want to say dangerous. It's kind of weird for me to do it because it's my business line. And I have customers that call me sometimes that I don't have their number in my phone. But for someone that doesn't have people calling you like that, it seems like it'd be a no-brainer to me to turn on silence unknown callers, especially if you pay attention to your phone. So if you got an important call and it silenced it and they left a voicemail, you could just call them right back. Like, you still know they called because it still shows up on your missed call log. And if you have a voicemail to call them back on, then you can call them back. And really, my day-to-day customers, they're all on my phone. There's an occasion where someone will call me from like an office or something, and it's not in my phone. But then they just text me or they leave a message and I call them back. I've only been doing it for, like I said, a week or two. So I'm still kind of figuring it out. And I generally don't turn it on at night. So I could get like an emergency call if somebody called me. But during the day, like peak phone harassment hours, I've been turning it on sometimes. So I don't know. I'll put up the thing, but you go to settings, you go to phone, settings, phone, silence unknown callers, and turn that on. And what it says calls from unknown numbers will be silenced, sent to voicemail, and displayed on the recents list. Incoming calls will continue to ring from people in your contacts, recent outgoing calls, and Siri suggestions. So, I don't know. I think it's bitching. I think it works really well. And, when I'm juggling multiple customer phone calls, important customers, and some solicitor keeps trying to call in, like over and over again, that is just so irritating, rude, and irritating. And this stops that. So, if you're tired of some unknown calls, I highly suggest it. Settings, phone, silence unknown callers, turn it on. Anyway, that is my iPhone top tip of the day. It's Sunday night. I need to hurry up and get my reading done and my picture done and go to bed. So I hope everyone has a great week. And that's it. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you tomorrow.